Well, good day, YC. Hope you're well. This is good morning to you. Top of the morning to you, as our brother Jeff says, and the rest of the day to you too. This morning I want to ask you a question. Yesterday, I gave a little teaser about spiritual warfare and specifically about our adversary, the devil, Satan. Satan being the adversary of God, and devil meaning the deceiver, the slanderer, the one who deceives. Deception is his DNA. Today, I wanted to ask you a question, though. I want to bring this a little closer to home. When you think about the character of God or the attributes of God, right? God's good, God's perfect, God's holy. He's omnibenevolent, he's omnipresent, he's sovereign, he's just, he's loving, he's comforting. A lot of bugs around here. When you think about that, what attribute or attributes of God does the devil, the adversary, the slanderer, the deceiver, often challenge in your life? Or better said, which attribute of God does the devil often try to cause you to doubt? Whether it's the devil, whether it's the world, whether it's yourself even struggling with, what attribute of God do you struggle with that causes the most doubt for you? This is one of the weapons that the devil, the adversary, uses against us to cause us to doubt the very nature of God. This is what we see in Genesis chapter 3. Has God really said this? Is this who God is? God knows that if you did this, he would hurt his feelings, or God doesn't want you to be happy, or God doesn't want you to have joy, or God just wants to keep things from you. What attribute of God? For me, I trust the sovereignty of God. And so if I could talk about what we call the omnis of God, that God is omnipresent, that God is omniscient, knows everything, that God is omnibenevolent, that he is everywhere. When we talk about the omnis of God, if you will, I never struggle with any of those. What I do struggle with sometimes, and what I have been in the past, is God is powerful. He can do it. But for some reason, he doesn't and won't do it for me. I have been in ministry for, 20-something years now, lay and paid staff. And I have had the privilege to pray for so many people for the Lord to answer their prayers. Sorry, the bugs are annoying me. That's exactly what the devil does, right? Try to cause you to not pay attention to what you're doing for God. Just joking. And I have had the privilege of praying for so many people and seeing the Lord answer their prayers. And I cannot say that when I pray for myself and prayers don't get answered, I wish I could say that all the time I'm faithful. Oftentimes I struggle with that. Why did you do it for that person and didn't do it for me? So I don't know if you're the same way too. I don't know if you had those same struggles, but that's the area where I am finding myself on the knees, praying to the Lord. And as Ephesians chapter 6 says, putting on the breastplate of faith so I can extinguish the fiery flames of the devil. God's benevolence is often where I have found struggle. I'm praising God because that is no longer a reality, but it is something that I have to be careful of. And if ever I feel a tinge of that, it is a reminder that I'm likely not pursuing the Lord. I'm likely not spending time with the Lord because I'm seeing or hearing something that's causing me to doubt my God, my Father, my Daddy. What is it for you? And can I encourage you to not just see that as just some cavalier thought, but to see that as part of your spiritual warfare, as part of your daily reality, part of your daily armor, to remind yourself of God's truth, not to try to man up or woman up, but to say to yourself, if I'm doubting God's sovereignty in this, where's that coming from? Because that's not true. Because, friends, it's not always about what you feel. In fact, many of my problems has been because of what I felt versus what's true. So I want to encourage you today, as you go through your day, go through your week, go through your month, go through your life, that you would put on the full armor of God and ask yourself the question, what areas of God's character do I doubt? When things are hard, when times are hard, when I'm struggling, when I'm suffering, what attribute of God is often up for discussion versus me standing firm in God's truth, to be able to name the fact that even though I don't feel good right now. Even though life sucks right now, God is still good. Even though I feel like things are out of control right now, God is still in control. And even though I feel like, man, does God know what's happening? I know he's omniscient and I know he knows it all. And I know in the words of Revelation that our good God collects all our tears, understands all that we go through, is there with us, didn't just come to get us out of trouble, but came to get in trouble with us and to pull us up. Because I can do all things through Christ Jesus who strengthens me. And what that verse means is I can be content in everything that's going on because I have a good God who will work all things out for my good, even though it may not feel like it right now. So I'm gonna encourage you in that. And hopefully, man, I'll see you, God willing, unless the rapture comes, on the next installment as we talk a little bit more about the story of God through the book of Genesis. It's a joy to do life with you. It's a joy to be one of your pastors, and it's a joy to bring you this week's devotion. God bless you. God keep you, and trust in the Lord above.